Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we drag all the girls. You thought we were done. You thought we were done.
Y'all thought Big Brother season was over.
You thought it was over, and it wasn't. I'm so
Y'all
sorry.
thought we were gonna go to season without dragging these last two flops.
We have to just get them out the way. So, let's talk about Matthew.
Third placer.
Matthew, third place. Not only has Matthew,
he will be called Matthew.
Yes, not only has Matthew been very, 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 very irrelevant throughout this entire season. Like, please expect this video to be one of the shorter ones because there's just not much to talk about. Not much there in the noggin. Not much there in person.
It's giving Alyssa. It's giving Alyssa.
It's giving worse than Alyssa, and that's hard to do. That's hard to do. So not only is he a bird like Alyssa, but also at the beginning of the game, Matthew decided that he was going to be under a man the entire season. Whether that man was Monty, Kyle, Joseph, Pucciarini, whatever man he could find,
he was going to follow a man.
The closest in proximity.
And we've discussed this before. One of his only redeemable qualities, is the fact that the man in question almost always wanted to save Taylor, which means that he was going to save Taylor. So kudos to you, Matthew, on that. You ate that up. You are one of you. I ain't gonna say one of the reasons why my sister got there, because that's how you white men like to take credibility for other people's actions, especially people of color. So I'm not gonna give you credits. But you were
for following a man.
Thanks for following a man. You paid your part. You paid your part.
You did. Okay, so at the beginning of the season, the man in question and this is so sad, we just have to mention so many other men in his video. Usually in this video, we only talk about the person. However, there's barely a person there. So Matthew, what he did was he followed Pucciarini at the beginning of the season, and Pucciarini was on this weird anti-Taylor, energy. And that energy, mind you, he was following a follower, because the reason Pooch didn't like Taylor was because everybody else in the house didn't like Taylor.
Exactly. So he was the blind leading the blind child.
Blind leading the blind child. So Pooch at that moment did not like Taylor, and so that meant Turner's entire personality was going to be to serve his man, which was also not.
And that's why, honestly, I mean, we've talked about this before. I don't like anybody on this cast, to be honest. I don't give a fuck about what has happened post-season. I don't give a fuck.
Before, after, during.
I really don't give a damn. Like, all of these people are weird to a certain extent, except Daddy Joseph. He gets a pass. But all of these people are weird, because let's remember, Turner in those earlier weeks were one of the first people with his baby daddy Pooch, calling Taylor aggressive, saying that she would blow up, saying that she's confrontational, saying just all these type of things like that. And it's like one of the first people dropping those type of very microaggressive seeds. So, and I don't see him apologizing for those things either. So I just don't understand where all the Matthew love came from. But let's remember that.
Yeah, let's please remember that. A lot of you guys have good ass amnesia. That amnesia,
very good amnesia.
It be kicking y'all ass. The amnesia be kicking y'all ass. The way Turner was talking about Taylor was fucking crazy. Like Lee said, he was one of the first people putting out this terminology, this very hurtful terminology towards a black woman, and it was crazy. And it was only because of a man. So anyways, that man went home, and then he started following other men. One of the main other men he started following was Daddy Joseph. So he kind of calmed down during that time period. And that was when y'all were calling him Turn Daddy. I don't know why he got it. I don't know where Turn Daddy came from. It never gave Turn Daddy. It gave a man told him to save Taylor and begged him to save Taylor. So then he saved Taylor after a man begged him. Had Daniel and Nicole been Daniel and Nick, two men, he would have probably been like, Taylor must go, because they went off on him.
Exactly. And like I said, that's another thing that you guys tried to redeem him for, because he was the one that was the HOH where the leftovers formed that saved Taylor. But he literally wanted to go back on that. He's shown several times, I think, in this game, and I feel like that would reflect to him as a person, that he's going to follow whatever the majority of the people is going to think and what's going to get him the least backlash. He felt like in that moment, the majority of the house may still hate Taylor, so guess what? I'm going to hate Taylor. If the majority of the house came up to him that day and said, Taylor can still go, guess who would have been going home? Taylor, because he's a weak-ass bitch. So I just feel like the credit that we gave to him for that move for saving Taylor, that he also tried to weaponize later in the game, very weird, because he didn't deserve it.
Very, very weird. So we see that Taylor gets her HOH. When Taylor gets her HOH, she does a lot, I'm not going to lie. And for some reason, ever since then, Turner thought that he wanted to have his own mind about Taylor and not just do what he continued to do what the designated man wanted. But he still had these weird things about Taylor that he just felt like her HOH was ran just so horribly and da 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 da.
But it is
And it's
very
like,
interesting
girl,
because even with the HOH, some of the things that he was upset about was that, oh, she wanted to use her ally as a pawn. Oh, she promised safety to everybody. Then he wins the HOH and does the exact same thing. He promises all of them safety. He tries to potentially use Terrence and Alyssa, his alliance members, as pawns. He does the same exact chaoticness. And at the end of the day, he got out someone that wasn't targeting him. He got out his closest ally. At least Taylor got out someone who probably would have put her up.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So it's just so weird because, and that's what really pissed me off about Turner, because he really tried to weaponize keeping her safe on his week to villainize her again. Start saying things like she makes him uncomfortable and things like that. And it's like, babe, you did not save her life in this game. You were told to by your men to keep her safe, and you did so.
Period. So this is when Dangerfest happens, and when Dangerfest happens, Turner is now under another male lead, and that male lead is Kyle. So once he becomes Kyle's bitch, they merge together. Turner wins HOH, and he is ready to do whatever Kyle tells him to do, and that is what he is intending to do. However, this is when Kyle gets exposed as a racist, and Turner decides that even after that exposure, he wants to attempt to save Kyle.
And it's like these are the actions that make me really question the people on the internet, because I just feel like I said, I am with Taylor when she says, give these people time, don't drown them in this hate. But I'm also with Taylor with saying that if someone does some bullshit, they're going to get called out. So I just think it's really weird how postseason you're allowing this man who have shown these microaggressive qualities, who have wanted to literally keep a literal racist in the game, and is now cool, calm, and collected with him because he's besties with Taylor after the season. I mean, he's proved all season he's going to go with what the majority likes. He obviously sees that the majority likes Taylor. So, of course, he's going to be cool with Taylor. You think if people didn't like Taylor after the season, he'd be buddy-buddy with her? You don't see him with Kyle. You don't see him with Alyssa. I don't see no pictures that much with the other girls. I mean, it's just really interesting. And it's like, did y'all forget this entire summer? I don't know.
It's just good, girl. And it's funny because, okay, so with Turner, what happened was he was on a space the other night. Last night, one of these nights, he was on a space, and the girls started getting in his ass. They started asking him the hard-hitting questions. One of the questions was, when Kyle was nominated, you attempted to save him. What's thesis? Turner allegedly, I was not in the space, y'all, but allegedly Turner said that he was not 1,000% confident that the allegations were true. But once he spoke to Terrence about it, and that's when he decided that, oh, okay, Kyle can go with. And it's like, why do you always have to speak to a man before you can decide on something? One. Anyways, so a lot of the fans, let's get into y'all real quick, were mad at the people for questioning Turner, for asking him a lot of questions. If he's gonna come,
and I will say, I'll pause before that. I will say, someone said that the tone was weird. I didn't hear the tone. Neither one was on his face, so I have no idea how the tone was. I kind of don't give a fuck about the tone either. I can see, because the thing is, I've been in some spaces where it's just chaotic yelling, and then it's literally, you're not gonna get anywhere. If that happened, I'm gonna give a fuck. He still deserved it. But I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna call him out, I would love for it to be in a more calming area with some people who are going to actually ask real questions and have him respond. I don't like that process of, let me just yell at you the shit you did wrong. I would like if it would be you said this, this, and this. What do you have to say? I don't know how the tone was. I wasn't in the chat. If it wasn't that, if it wasn't this yelling thing that people are saying, then I don't see anything wrong with it.
My thing is, we got responses. Like, I have people telling me what Turner responded to when he was asked about this, and this. And it's like, if he had the chance to respond, whether they was yelling or not, I mean, hey, he had the chance to respond. Because he got on Twitter. He entered the space. He got on Twitter. He thought he was Gucci because they saw him with Taylor. And so he thought everything was shits and giggles. So it's like, hey, you're going to get... I feel like it's important to make sure people are being held accountable, because a lot of the girls talk about this Twitter culture and cancel culture and all of this shit. And honestly, y'all, hang it up. Because...
But that's the thing. It pisses me off because, like, a lot of Twitter is really only gangster when them bitches in the house. And I'm not saying this is as a pass to go and, let's all go pick up on Turner, because you can see me, I'm not dragging on any of my accounts, because I always say this, after a BB season ends, most of these people are dead to me in my mind. However, if I'm seeing someone getting called out, I don't see why anyone's up in arms about that. He deserves to be called out. You know what I mean? Like, he did some very weird suck shit, and he deserves to answer to it. And now they're coming out of the house, and these people are smiling and laughing and giggling with the same woman that they willfully trashed the entire season. It's not like Turner trashed her in the beginning. He wanted HOH and stop. He trashed her multiple times after that. When he wanted to finally target her again at that top 8 position, when he took out Kyle, not top 8, was that top 8? Yeah. Whatever. When he took out Kyle, whatever the fuck, he started saying things like, she makes him uncomfortable. I don't like being around her. I don't like speaking to her. She's this way and she's that way. When he got exposed and he realized Taylor was staying, it was an immediate switch because he could no longer trash her anymore. Like, it's just very clear. I think this is how he is as a person. And he's clearly doing it in front of our eyes. I mean, he's on social media. The girls are laughing. I mean, nothing that's funny to me. I don't know. Like I said, this is not saying, oh, let's go drag him. Of course, I'm gonna get shit popping off my platform. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like, we shouldn't be mad about other people trying to hold him accountable. Just because y'all forgot what the nigga did all year, don't mean we all did.
Exactly. Like, if you don't want to be under his mentions, if you don't want to be under his mentions, if you don't want to be in the spaces, if you don't want to hold him accountable, then you don't do that. You know, you mind your business, do your thing. But if other people are holding him accountable, telling him what he needs to hear on spaces, asking him the hard-hitting questions under his comments, then hey, that's them. If it's not crossing a line of being go kill yourself, all of these negative, harsh terms, then it's like, I don't see why you're mad. Like, if people are saying, but Turner, what's the tea on this? A lot of the times, this is what I see on Twitter when the house guests get out. The person will post something on Twitter, and all of the comments will be, "You said this, and this about Taylor. Can you explain?" I don't see anything wrong with that. Brittany made a post, and they asked Brittany. They said, "Can you explain why you said this?"
But that's the thing. They don't see people, and that's why I don't like to switch up, because some of the fans, they don't see the problem with that. But we can't do it to Turner because you see Turner as somehow this forgiven person who doesn't deserve it anymore, when he has done just as much shit as all these other people. You know what I mean? And the thing is, the real reason why I'm kind of passionate about this is just because we cannot perpetuate the type of personality type that Turner has. If this season could have went a totally different way, depending on who had won HOH. What happened? Taylor's safety was never promised. She always had to fight. That was the point of her speech, resilience. You know what I mean? If this had gone a different way, if the race war had happened, Turner's passive personality would have, kept perpetuating the negative things that this season had within it. The colorism, the microaggression, the racism, because that's the type of passive personality that white people have the privilege of having. He doesn't have to care that he called her these things because he has people still supporting him. Y'all are idiots for doing it now. And if we allow that behavior to go unchecked, then they're going to just keep getting these people who are like, well, I mean, it doesn't affect me. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to, everyone needs to know that these things are not okay. And he probably doesn't understand. He probably genuinely doesn't understand what a microaggression is and how it looks, calling a black woman, saying she's going to blow up, calling her aggressive and things like that. He probably genuinely doesn't understand it, but he still deserves to get called out because of it, because it's bullshit. And it's perpetuating several negative stereotypes.
Sure. You ate that up. I know that's right. Anything else to say about Matthew? Because I don't have it. No, great.
Oh, girl, I wasn't even paying attention. You said, I mean, there's not much else to say. Like, I just like,
there's not much else to say.
Like I said, I just don't get to switch up, honestly.
Me neither. Girl, bye.